So lately I've been watching a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's security breach content. A mild obsession, if you will. As I was listening to the FNAF books on Spotify, my mind wandered to how Gregory entering Freddy's chest cavity is eerily similar to the way that Elizabeth Afton died. Of course, spoiler alert on all things FNAF. Elizabeth got killed by Baby because of Baby's child-murdering programming, offering children an ice cream cone and pulling them into a chest cavity once they're close enough with the intent of collecting Remnant for William's malicious plans, which we see happen in sister location. Elizabeth went on to possess Baby due to this event, but let's jump back to security breach. Gregory entering Freddy's chest area mirrors that event in a less deadly, less fatal way. Gregory doesn't die, a perfect opposite to what happened to Elizabeth. Of course, Gregory doesn't possess Freddy this way, but it does bring me to the start of my theory. Gregory is Remnant in its most purest form. The perfect opposite of death. Eternal life in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Before we get into the details, I want to mention there is no way this is canon because of how convoluted it is, but it is a counter theory to the Gregory is a robot theory. So if you like it, maybe you can consider it your personal headcanon, since also at the time of recording this video, there is no official confirmation that Gregory is a robot, so who knows? So my theory is that Remnant Gregory consists of three beings. MatPat pointed out the uncanny similarities between Gregory and... No, not that. Stop it! MatPat explains Gregory's uncanny resemblance to the crying child, and the possibility of Freddy having the soul of Michael Afton. I completely love that connection because of how it gives Michael the chance to redeem himself, and as Matt explained, continues the series' themes really well. So the crying child is one of the three beings that make Gregory what he is now. The second being that I believe Remnant Gregory could consist of is Glamrock Bonnie. Okay, hear me out. I know that child souls possess animatronics and not the other way around, but that is why I had to mention the crying child first. Because what if the crying child was possessing Bonnie at the Pizzaplex? Let's look at some evidence. We can assume Bonnie has been put out of commission because of roaming around, having that sense of freedom, not being controlled by the glitch trap virus, just like Freddy. Possibly because of both being possessed by a spirit with unfinished business. Little tidbit, I do think Monty attacked Bonnie at Gator Golf, but not to steal his spotlight, but under either Vanny or Glitchtrap's command. Maybe also because Vanny needed Bonnie for burn trap parts, who knows. But if Glamrock Bonnie and the crying child's consciousness are both in Gregory's head, it explains the glitching when he sees Vanny. No illusion disc or Gregory being a robot, but instead it's a combination of Bonnie's programming not being allowed to see Vanny, while the crying child's normal vision is able to. I've always thought it was odd why Gregory would be able to see Vanny at all if he were a robot with a soul, according to the robot theory, while Freddy, also a robot with a soul, is not able to see Vanny at all. But that leaves us with the third being that I believe is part of Remnant Gregory, which I think is a child that died at the Pizzaplex. It's canon that there's been several disappearances in and around the Pizzaplex, and come on, not only is there a person in a bunny suit being controlled by a computer virus, there's also a daycare attendant that turns pretty murderous when the lights turn off. It's safe to assume some children died here. But what I think could have happened is, before the events of the game, Vanny has been killing children to collect remnants to bring back William Afton, to put Glitchtrap in a physical body. Meanwhile, the animatronics at the Pizzaplex are controlled by the Glitchtrap virus, except for two of them, Glamrock Freddy and Glamrock Bonnie, possessed by two brothers tied to Fazbear Entertainment's questionable history. Glamrock Bonnie roams around. Bonnie, you're supposed to be in lockdown, but instead Bonnie heads to Gator Golf, where he gets ambushed by Monty under the virus's control. Strong, unexplainable remnants of two beings gets released from Bonnie's dismantled animatronic and gets pulled towards the corpse of a child that just died at the hands of Vanny, the child's spirit looking for vengeance. Remnant is still a mysterious thing in this universe. We know it makes souls be able to possess inanimate objects, but we also know that all William ever wanted was to use it to become immortal. So as Vanny leaves, the unexplainable remnant of three different beings, all wanting justice, combines bringing to life an amalgamation of a child that died years ago, an animatronic tied to the crimes of the company, and a child that just passed away, creating Gregory. Something that William has always wanted to achieve. Artificial life, created by the sheer need of bringing justice to the ones lost. William's perfect opposite. A being caused by Afton's own selfish actions to fight him, together with its metaphorical brother. I like to imagine that Vanny then found the dismantled Bonnie and Gator Golf and proceeded to use those parts to finish the physical form of Glitchtrap. Then Gregory hides in and around the Pizzaplex for a while until he decides to come out of hiding to watch a live show of the animatronics, where Freddy spots him in the audience and his programming cannot handle or make out what Gregory is, an unexplainable being made from Remnant. This is why Gregory isn't in a database, and also something that MadPat pointed out. When Gregory introduces himself to Freddy, he stutters, something he never does anywhere else in the game. Maybe because it's a name he just came up with on the spot, or it's the name of the child that died and he's only now remembering it. Either way, like I said, there's no way that this is actual canon because of how convoluted it is, but it remains fun to theorize about. Take it as you will. I don't want Gregory to be a robot either, but I won't hate it. If you have things to add or arguments for this theory, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I have a Twitch that I will soon be playing Security Breach on, so be sure to follow Imagimango, which is also my name anywhere else online. But for now, thank you for watching. See you in my next video, hopefully.